There has been a development in GameBoyLuke and RaidAway situation. The last video I posted was about RaidAway publicly accusing his longtime collaborator and supposed friend GameBoyLuke of betraying him in the worst possible way. At the time I posted that video, GameBoyLuke had gone completely silent. No response, no statement, nothing. Well, that changed. On May 25th, Luke finally broke his silence with a lengthy statement posted to his X account. And I have to say, it may have been the most anticipated apology in the PokeTuber space in recent memory. The only problem? It didn't land the way he probably hoped. So today, we're breaking down everything Luke said, what he didn't say, how rich RaidAway has responded, and why so many people feel like this apology made things worse rather than better. Let's get into it. So on May 25th, GameBoyLuke posted his statement, or rather apology, on his X account. And look, I want to be fair here. This was not a short, dismissive, sorry if you were offended type of response. It was a lengthy, detailed message, and he clearly put thought into it. Let me walk you through the key points. He opened by acknowledging he had a lot to answer for and called his actions incredibly wrong. He expressed remorse and said he wouldn't make excuses. He then addressed the central question everyone wanted answered. Did they sleep together before the breakup? His answer was no. He stated that he and Taylor did not sleep with each other before the breakup, but he was clear to add that this does not change the hurt or betrayal caused by what did happen. He confirmed the kiss. He said that Rich should have been told immediately after it happened, and he admitted it was wrong to withhold that information regardless of how scared he was. He acknowledged that after the kiss, roughly a week later, Taylor broke up with Rich, and then he confirmed that Taylor came to visit him in March and they continued talking from there. He described Taylor as his ex and said they both had residual feelings for each other. He apologized not just for the betrayal itself, but for continuing to act as Rich's friend while hiding it, for recording content together, for spending time with him, for maintaining the facade. He also acknowledged, somewhat vaguely, that there were other things being discussed about him. Things he said he wasn't ignoring, but needed more time to address. He closed by saying he was stepping away from the internet for now, and that he can and will be better. So here's the thing. On the surface, it sounds like a real apology. He admitted wrongdoing. He didn't try to fully deflect. He confirmed the key facts. So why is the reaction so negative? A few reasons. First, the timing. 4 days of silence and then a statement on X. For context, Luke and Rich had collaborated so recently that one of their joint videos was still sitting fresh on Rich's channel when all of this broke. The community noticed that Luke seemed content to keep filming and earning revenue from that friendship right up until the moment it became public. The silence felt less like processing grief and more like watching to see which way the wind would blow. Second, the framing. Several people pointed out that the statement spent a notable amount of time on Luke's emotional state, how scared he was, how much he's dealing with, how he needs more time. For an apology that explicitly says, "This shouldn't be about me," critics argue it ended up being very much about him. The line, "It didn't feel right to be silent," struck many as self-serving, as if he was doing Rich a favor by speaking up rather than fulfilling a basic obligation. Third, what he didn't say. He mentioned there are more things being discussed about him that he's not ignoring, but he gave no details, no acknowledgement of what those things are, and no timeline. That ambiguity has fueled significant speculation online, with many wondering whether there is more to this story that has yet to come out. Fourth, the "we didn't sleep together before the breakup" qualifier. To a lot of people, this came across as splitting hairs. Whether or not the physical relationship went further before the breakup doesn't change the fact that his best friend was going through pain and heartbreak, while Luke was hiding a secret that directly caused that pain. And fifth, Rich's reaction. Because Rich responded, and it was not gracious. Rich has not directly published a formal counterstatement to Luke's apology at this point, but his earlier X posts made his feelings abundantly clear, and they haven't softened. Remember, by May 23rd, 2 days before Luke's statement, Rich had already described Luke and Taylor as the two worst people he had ever met. He had already revealed that while he was healing from the breakup, broken and devastated. Luke and Taylor were in regular contact, allegedly even coordinating on social media in a way designed to stay close while keeping Rich in the dark. When Luke's statement dropped and emphasized, "I was scared," Rich's audience, and frankly much of the internet, was not moved. Scared of what exactly? Scared of losing a friendship he had already betrayed. Scared of accountability. The sentiment in the community was largely that the apology confirmed the betrayal, while doing very little to address the scale of it. Rich didn't just lose a girlfriend to a kiss on New Year's. He lost 5 months of his emotional life to a lie. He lost the ability to process his breakup with full information, and he lost a 7-year friendship to someone who was willing to sit across from him on camera, film content together, and say nothing. That's the thing people keep coming back to. The content continued. The collaboration continued. The friendship, or the performance of it, continued. And the whole time, Luke knew this situation is worth talking about beyond just the drama itself, because it touches on something that comes up in the creator space over and over again. The parasocial gap between how audiences perceive creator friendships and how those relationships actually function. Rich and Luke weren't just colleagues. To their audiences, they were the friendship, the Choose Your Starter series, the collabs, the banter. That was the content. Fans felt like they knew these two people, and now fans are rewatching old videos and wondering what was real. That's the collateral damage of something like this. It's not just two people's personal lives. It bleeds into the content, the community, the history. And the question a lot of people are asking now is, what happens next? Luke said he's stepping away from the internet. Rich has made clear he considers the friendship over. The PokeTuber community at large has largely rallied around Rich. Whether Luke can come back from this, and more importantly, whether he should until the other things being discussed are addressed, is a conversation that's very much still happening. So that's where things stand right now. Gameboy Luke finally spoke. He confirmed the key facts, apologized, and stepped back. But rather than drawing a line under this situation, his statement opened up more questions, and for a lot of people, reopened wounds rather than helping close them. Rich has been nothing but real throughout this, and whether or not you agree with every word he said in the heat of the moment, the core of his pain is completely legitimate. Finding out 5 months later from someone else, that's a specific kind of betrayal that's hard to come back from. I'll keep covering this as things develop. If there's more that comes out, and Luke himself suggested there might be, we'll be here. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you all stand on this. And as always, take care of yourselves. See you in the next one.